One of the more amazing chesed organizations here in Israel is an organization called Ezer Mitzion. They do so many unbelievable kindnesses for people. It probably crosses over into the realm of miraculous. One day, the head of that organization, Hanania, was meeting with a donor from Belgium, we'll call him Chaim, and they were talking about all the possibilities, all the people that they could help working together. After a productive meeting, late at night, they decided in order to concretize their ambitions together, they would go to the kotel to daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When they got there and they were waiting for a minyan for Mariv, so they noticed a man in the corner that was crying. And here you had the head of a chesed organization and a major donor. They figured that between them, they for sure could help this guy out. They waited until he finished davening. And when he was done, they approached him and said, I hope that you don't mind. We were watching you. We were inspired by you davening. And what could we do to help you? We have access to doctors, to nurses, to money. Well, what could we resolve? What were you davening for? What was troubling you? And the man said, no, it's okay. I don't need anything. It's really okay. I was just talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And they said, no, really, we could really help. Please allow us. It'll be our greatest pleasure. And the man said, I really, sincerely, I don't need anything. They said, if you don't mind us saying, you were davening with such passion, you were crying such real tears. What was that all about? And the man said, okay, in truth, I'll tell you, last night, my wife and I were zocheh to marry off our 10th child. And I just felt the need to come to the kotel to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu for the unbelievable bracha that we have in our life. The Torah this week in Parshas Nitzavim tells us, "Vaya ki yavo alecha kol hadvar ma'ela," when all of these things will happen to you. And the point of the pasuk, what the pasuk is focusing on, is "Vashevosa elavavecha," that we're going to be inspired to return to Hashem. What's going to cause this return to Hashem? What's going to motivate us to do tshuva? V'haya ki yavo alecha kol hadvar ma'ela. The Torah tells us, "Habracha v'haklala." There are two things that might turn us on to wanting to return to Hashem: bracha and klala. So often in our life when bad things happen, so we're reminded, I better turn to Hashem. There are no atheists in the foxhole. When we have challenges and we need Hashem's help, so then we run to Hashem and we cry out to Him with passion and with gusto. However, the Torah tells us that's not really the way that it's supposed to be. What's really supposed to be is that when Hashem gives us bracha, when great things happen in our life, then we could return to Hashem. We should be inspired to return to Hashem. We should take notice of the great things that happen in our life. And what the Torah is telling us is, bracha, that really Hashem wants us to return to Him. He wants to send us messages that it's time to reconnect. So the first approach He's going to have is ha-bracha. He's going to send us bracha. And if we recognize that bracha and return to Hashem, through the bracha, great, no problem. But unfortunately, sometimes we take the bracha as routine, part of life, maybe even coming to us. And that doesn't inspire us to return. And that's when Hashem has to challenge us with klala to inspire us to return. Really, Hashem would love it if we return to Him with bracha. But if need be, He's going to send klala. So in this season of Rosh Hashanah, where hopefully we're all inspired to return to Hashem, hopefully this is the time that we'll take stock of all the bracha that we have, Tov Hashem Lakol, and through that, use that as the driving force for our Vashevosa Elavavecha, so that there's no need for Hashem to send us any klala. Yiratzom Lefnei V'Nei Shebashmayim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu should give everybody a ksiva v'chasima tova, write everybody in and seal everybody for a year that's full of bracha, simcha, nachas and health, and success like we've never seen before. Have a great Shabbos.